now I want to come to something which is, I think I said to you when we first spoke, which has turned me for some time. And that's to do with the killing of the children. We have got, I read a release from the Department of Statistics, United States government, in which it said that every year, take pedophile behavior, put it over there and multiply it up, it's still over there. Every year there will be 150,000 children will disappear in the United States, never be heard of again. And 3 months later,
sorry, carry on, Nadine.
Yeah, and 3 months later, I got a similar report. It said that in Central and Southern America, there'll be 350,000. Boing. I did mathematics. I specialized in pure and advanced maths university. That's not a coincidence. We've got 0.05% of the population in North America. We've got 0.05% of the population in Central and Southern America. That can't be a coincidence.
No.
So one day, I've got a suit walks into my showroom, and we get talking, and he says that he's got a meeting at the DSS offices, which is the headquarters for where I live, in this area. And I say, you'd be interested in this. So I tell him this, that I've got these reports and what the figures showed. I said, I can't understand it. I said, what do you think it could be? In America, we've got this problem. I said, we don't have anything like that in the UK. He says, oh, yes, we do. He says, I'll tell you who I am. He said, I've been with this department for 30 years. He said, I'm now the head of it. He said, there's 20 to 25,000 children a year in the United Kingdom. Sometime later, I'm watching television. It's the middle of the day, and I see it as a news item. And a lady comes on who's a part of a group in London. I think their name was the Mothers of the Disappeared. I may have that wrong. But anyway, she says that each year in the UK, 120,000 children between the age of 10 and 23, interesting age group, will leave home, and of which 20% will only, the other way around, 80% will ever be heard of, found again. In other words, 20% of them say, well, 20% of 120,000 makes 25,000 and confirms the figure this man had told me. So what's happening to these kids? I'm talking to a chief of police, and he says, you're right about these kids, Dean. He said, 1 year we recorded in our county 40-something had gone missing. He said, the government came back at us and said, no, you got it wrong. It's 60-something this year in your county. I have it from a police officer involved, direct, Dorset Police. Every week they find 7 to 8 children in the New Forest. They have been slit around their necks, down their shoulders. The skin has been peeled off their backs, and their flesh has been eaten into whilst they are alive. Now, I think this has to do with what my grandfather warned me I would learn about later on, and it brings me to the Jessica and Holly event.
Yes.
Anybody who believes that Ian Huntley had anything to do with the killing of those kids wants their head examined.
Since you mentioned, forgive me interrupting you, Dean, at this point. 4 years ago, I did a presentation, Who Really Murdered Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman, and the response I had was so tremendous, including from 2 solicitors and a barrister, no less. Continue with your narrative.
So, what we have is Ian Huntley was there because found in the cuffs of his trousers were seeds from plants that were in this forest, whatever it is. Well, could have gotten from anywhere.
Yes.
They could have been planted. This man is so dumb that he takes these bodies to this place, he strips them of their clothes and pours petrol on them to burn them. Well, anybody who's got half a brain knows that you would leave the clothes on to soak up the petrol to make sure the fire was burning more and more. It would dig in. He takes the clothes back to the school. He gets out a bin from underneath the stage. He puts the clothes in the bin. He right, waits till they've burned so far and then puts the fire out with the hose. This is a nonsense. We have the case of the lady who has tried to get a newspaper or any form of media to print her story, to present her story. Whether it's true or not, obviously I don't know, but the line is that she walked her dog in that forest every day, and for 2 weeks before Jessica and Holly were discovered, she said military police were blocking those roads.
Correct, yes, I heard that from another source as well.
Right. And then we have the case of the runner who was interviewed outside the court whilst the case was proceeding against Huntley, and he said that he had, for 3 nights, heard, he'd been running and run past those woods, and he had heard girls screaming in those woods. So where do we get it, this line? Now, my information on what happened to Jessica and Holly is as follows, and it comes from high-ranking American military intelligence, who, as far as I'm concerned, I'll believe their line. They are within government. They are deep within government. Who they are, what they are, is another story, but they regularly, they go out and they slaughter. And those girls' bodies were treated with a means of like a set of talons, and they were raped. Now, whether this is a part of a cult or it's a part of a transmutation of a presence is open to argument. I personally think that David Icke has got a point, but he actually misses the point slightly. And that some of what we've got with to do with reptilians, other entities, is somewhere there, but we're not getting to it. But when we bring this back to the event of the 7 to 8 every week being found in the New Forest in Dorset, and this police officer tells me that one of his associates is one who has to inspect the bodies. Each time he is nearly suicidal with what he is finding. It brings me back to a piece which occurs many, many times in the Bible, and they ate the flesh of the children in those days. And there's a reason for that. Now, it is that in the biblical record, and much of what Zechariah Sitchin has written of, he tells the story of how those who from heaven to earth came, the Nephilim, or the Anakim, which is the reference in some parts in the Bible, they ate the menstrual fluid of their women because from that they could derive an ability to read the mind of the person confronting them. They could communicate without speech. And I will go along with that, and I want to explain later a little bit of what I did at university in New Zealand. But when there comes the time for these people to leave, and there are those who have slaved after man's woman, they've come down to earth, and they've entered unto man's women, and women have begat giants, and they've died in the process of giving birth. These people were left with a problem, and that was, where did they get the ingredient to give them the abilities their women had gone? They had no ability to derive from man's women the ingredients by consuming the menstrual fluid of man's woman, but they discovered that a terrorized human, a child, whose flesh was eaten, and this I have from this prominent scientific base, and I won't say where, in the United Kingdom, that yes, that is the answer to it being. That if that flesh is consumed, it is flush with the serotonin and adrenaline, and it gives the similar ingredients to allow them the ability they had of reading the mind of communication without speech. And there are so many references to it in the Bible, but the references should be taken absolutely as written. It doesn't say they ate from the bones of children. It doesn't say that they ate the skin of the children. It says, and they ate the flesh, and that means they had been skinned. It's like the reference in the Bible, which is that supposedly Cain slew his brother Abel. That's not true. It doesn't say that. It says Cain ate Abel. And as a result, he was banished. Now, I can't think of anything worse than a child being terrorized to the extent that they would be and then consumed, as I have had confirmed by police sources who actually do the investigating. This may have something to do with what my grandfather had told me when I was a child, of that which I would learn later on in life. And certainly I can't think of anything worse than the experience a child would feel, would think of from being subjected to this.